AI isn't killing SEO, it's amplifying it. So everyone, thank you so much for joining tonight, for braving the rainy Barcelona weather. I know we were just discussing a little while ago that there's more rain right now in Barcelona than London and Paris. So fun fact to start the evening. I'm sure everyone needed to know that. Yeah, exactly. Get on back to the UK. No, but anyway, thank you so much. There's a lot of familiar faces here, a lot of new faces, so thank you everyone for joining this evening. Definitely want to give a big shout out to Backstory. I've worked with Victoria a bunch. I know Victoria couldn't make it. She's the community and events manager here at Backstory. Tilda as well, and the rest of the team, Kate, Abby, the owners. So thanks so much to them. So tonight we're going to talk about AI search and the future of SEO. So this is something that our clients have asked us so much about. What's SEO going to look like? What's AI search going to look like? We've had a bunch of questions. So I'm really excited to present what we have found, and let's just jump right in. So 80% has been the increase in organic traffic. You know, this number right here has been waking up the SEO world. And there's a good reason why. Because AI isn't killing SEO, it's amplifying it. The content that you should be creating should be answering questions that your clients have. And beyond that, it's helping us identify opportunities that your competition has missed. In the next 6 months, those that dominate organic and AI search will be those that leverage AI tools. So who am I? My name is Grant Simon. I'm the founder of Kimura Digital. We are a B2B SEO and AI agency based right here in sunny Barcelona. I've been here about 2 years now, so I guess I could call myself a Barcelonian at this point. I do a lot of thought leadership in SEO and AI. Huge search nerd. I love anything having to do with content, creating content, especially when, you know, we're looking at the creative side, we're looking at the analytical side. And I brought my cowboy hat tonight because I'm originally from Chicago, but I spent 4 years in Texas, so I'm also a part-time cowboy, as an aside. You're not gonna put it on. Yeah. should I tip the cap? Everyone wants me to wear it? Okay. My business partner will probably get a kick out of that one. I'll wear it for this slide, and then we'll see how far we get. So tonight we're going to go over 5 different things. Number 1, an introduction to AI search. I'm going to tell you what it means, the definition, what to look for. Next, importance of AI in SEO, why this search revolution actually matters. Number 3, what SMEs, small, medium enterprises should know. Next, this is the most exciting one for me, but a little biased. Real world case study where we helped a Fortune 500 company amplify their message. So we're excited to share that. And then finally, I'm going to leave you with an actionable checklist. You're going to leave tonight with 5 tips and tricks that you can implement right after this talk to help you stay visible online. So before I launch into AI search, I first want to go over a timeline of organic search and what that looks like. Let me take this off for the history. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. Now, try saying that 10 times fast. It's a total tongue twister. But organic search has been around for over 30 years. So I was born in 1994. I don't remember the first 2 search engines, which were AltaVista and WebCrawler. Before that, you actually had to manually index your website on the web, which is just a crazy concept to me. But it wasn't until 1998 that a small company by the name of Google came up with the PageRank algorithm. And so this was a complete game changer. Why? It really helped us to understand and really gave us the fundamentals of today, which is a web crawler will crawl your website, it will index the data that you have, and then finally it will rank the content based on relevancy and hierarchy. So this leads us to the new era of search, which is AI search. AI search is the transformation from our traditional search engines, we're talking blue links on Google and Bing, to today AI-powered question platforms. Understanding and maximizing this massive transformation will be the difference between the companies that stay visible and invisible online. So what's this actually look like? So if we take the query, what's the best printer? On the right-hand side, you have your traditional Google blue links. You'll have to go in there, you have to search, you have to kind of do your own homework. It's a bit annoying at this point. On the right-hand side, which is a screenshot from ChatGPT, as we all know. And the really interesting thing and the difference between the two is actually the justification point. Now, there's actually a psychological principle and a psychological study that really explains why ChatGPT and AI search is so effective. It's due to justification. So in this study, there was a line for a printer. And the first person to come, they sent someone to the front and asked, hey, can we cut the line? May we, go print? But they gave no justification why. They sent another person that came around, and this time they gave justification. They said, I have a meeting to go to, I have a doctor's appointment, I'm in a rush. It didn't really matter, the justification. Well, it was interesting because they found that when someone gives a justification, there's a significantly higher chance that you will get, that they were able to cut the line. So it's the same thing with AI search. People feel that they can actually trust these recommendations, and it's something that they look for because you're having a very personalized conversation with ChatGPT. So what's the impact of AI on SEO? And for us, it's been absolutely tremendous. We've seen it both with our clients, but also our users as well. Users are expecting a faster, more personalized conversation within AI platforms. And what's interesting is with our clients, we've really had to update how we're helping them. We've had to feed the right signals so that they're able to show up where their customers are asking these questions on these platforms. So buyers are trusting AI summaries. That's what we've noticed in our work. They're getting away from the traditional search engines and trusting these AI summaries much more, going back to the principle that I mentioned on the last slide. Now, this all points to the fact that early business adopters will dominate in AI search, and those that don't will be left behind. So I'm sure you're sitting here and some of you have businesses and you're saying, Grant, this is great, but what's the data? What's the data looking like behind this? I would ask the same question. So if we look on the right-hand side, 67% of small businesses leverage AI tools for their content marketing and their SEO. Furthermore, and this to me is the really surprising one, 15% of AI searches have been reduced by total organic web traffic. And what's crazy is that commercially available AI tools have only been around for the past 2 to 3 years. My prediction is that in 4 years, this number will jump from 15% to 60%. Now, how does this work actually in a business context, right? So we had an international Fortune 500 company approach us, and they wanted to do an audit of their UGC presence on Reddit. Now let's back up a little bit. UGC stands for User Generated Content. Now UGC platforms such as Reddit, Quora, other forums, that's what that represents. And UGC sentiment is a major ranking factor in AI search. So our goal was to understand how users feel about our client's product, as well as, compared to our competitors' product as well. So that was what we were after in this situation. So I want to pause real quick. I want to give a massive shout out to my business partner who's hiding in the back, Anton Levashov. He was the one that came up with this attribution model you see right here, this handy dandy model. Absolute wizard when it comes to AI. So without this, none of this is possible. So Anton, thank you so much. So as you can see at the bottom, we have narrative shifts. So I talked about user sentiment on Reddit, which ladders up to AI visibility on different platforms, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, etc. Next, we're looking, it goes even further up to organic search, and then site traffic. Hopefully, because of this, you have an increase in website visitors. And then finally, that has an impact on sales and revenue. So this is the attribution model that we have used with our clients and that we show when we're presenting this. And I wanted to show you some of the sentiment that we found. You can see that it's advice, don't buy an effing client printer. Or the last one, client is the biggest scam. By the way, this is from Reddit. We just wrote these down. So here's why you should avoid them at all costs, right? So these are the sort of things that we were dealing with on Reddit, a very negative perception. And if we compare that to the competition, it was significantly different. So we actually, what we did in this situation was we took a sentiment score. And I'll go over that a bit in my next slide, where we have, very fancy, Kimura Digital's proprietary AI search solution. And so what we did is we took a baseline measurement on both AI and UGC platforms, and we found that there was a sentiment score for our client of 6 out of 100. 100 was the best one. That's people love your product, right? The competition, we also took a baseline score, even though we weren't going to change it, of the competition, and it was 24 out of 100, right? So now that we have our baseline measurement, we had to devise a strategy to increase sentiment 10 to 12 points during an 8-week pilot. Now you may be asking why 10 to 12 points? The reason being is that's the max that essentially we could do based on the data available within that 8-week pilot. So we reached for the top. We had a range of different, we had four different ones that we showed to the specific client, but I'm showing you the upper range. Next, we executed the strategy. There was 2 main ways we did this. There was a variety of different things to execute the strategy. The main one was seeding content on Reddit. The second thing was placing targeted comments on different subreddits as well. The final thing that we did is we took a second measurement. We needed to understand how we actually did. And the reason we did that is we wanted to understand brand perception, how we've done, and then also which messaging actually drove this lift on Reddit and the different subreddits. There was 3 key lessons from our case study. Number 1, discoverability is greater than rankings. It's no longer about rankings and where you are on Google. It's about presence in AI search. The next wave of visibility isn't about keywords. It's not about Google. It's about AI mentions. Next, build authority through proof. It's no longer about optimized page. It's no longer about title tags and meta descriptions, some of these on-page SEO things, if you're aware of what that is. It's about being a reliable source. AI engines want to understand and they want to see that you're a reliable source. How? Testimonials, case studies, reviews, UGC sentiment, original data, anything that proves that you're an expert within your field. And finally, content that answers, not sells. Oftentimes when we're dealing with our clients, they want it all about them and they want to see that, hey, we really want to have a sales pitch here. But instead, it should be helpful, right? So when we're talking about product pages, when we're talking about service pages, try not to be so salesy and focus on helpful explanation. So if you focus on these 3 things, discoverability over rankings, building authority through proof, and creating content that answers and not sells, you'll be way ahead of your competition when it comes to AI search. So as promised, I'm going to leave you tonight with a checklist for AI discovery. So I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can implement right after this talk. Number 1, add 2 customer testimonials or reviews to your website. Now, 2 is just a starting point. You don't have to, you could add 5, you can add 10. I think 10 is a little excessive, but you get my point. The reason why these are so important and what I recommend within it is add your business, place, And then also, if you have a physical business, like I know some people in the audience tonight do, try to include the employee's name to lend extra credibility to what you're doing. Next, implement structured data for improved visibility on each key page. Think about structured data, or schema as we call it, as a translation from the words written on a page to then search engines. So really it's a translator. Think about it in that sense. This one is extremely important because not only are you telling search engines, hey, this is what's actually on this page, they're also looking at context and deciphering meaning from that as well. Third, update your about, service, or product page with short explanations. I'm saying 2 to 3 sentences max. It's kind of funny because in the past when we worked with a lot of our clients, they would have these really long about sections, right? And it didn't really bother us. It made a lot of sense because you want to include keywords, you want to have internal links, you want to have all these different things. But now I recommend having really short, concise about sections. And the reason why, you want to focus on what you do, who you are, and who you help. Those are the 3 things you want to have on your about, service, and product section. What you do, who you are, and who you help. Number 4, optimize images with context-rich alt text. Now, alt text is kind of a funny one because it used to be more about accessibility for people with that had issues with sight. They used to have screen readers, and from that, they were able to actually understand what was on a page. Now let's back up for 1 second. Alt text is, it basically describes an image, right? So it's the words and it's the code like behind an image. So if we're looking at a specific image, let's say it's a red car driving through a forest, you would say a red car driving on a forest road and not try to put a bunch of keywords in there. And so what we've realized and what Anton and I have seen throughout, our work is we're starting to realize that there's a lot more context coming out of these alt texts. AI engines are starting to look at context over accessibility. So focus on that. And this is a really key one, this next one, the last one. I think it's the most underused, but it's also one of the most important because the way your website is crawled is actually based on site structure. So internal links actually help AI engines understand what pages are the most important. So I would recommend adding 1 to 2 new internal links on your key pages, or what we like to say, your money pages, where you're going to make your money. So I'll give you an example of this. If we're looking at, say, your homepage, internally linked to, say, your product page, or maybe you have a blog post, you'll want to think about internally linking to your service pages, right? You'd be surprised how often that doesn't happen. So it seems pretty straightforward, but that's a key one. If anyone, I would remember this last one here. Here's my contact information as well as my socials. Feel free, I'm especially active on LinkedIn. So I do a lot of stuff with SEO and AI. So feel free to add me there, email, phone number, anything you need. Also, the final thing I want to talk about tonight is I'm giving an exclusive offer. It's a 1-to-1 AI search strategy session. It's at a discounted rate, $250 value. We're discounting it for everyone here. And then within this session, we'll look at where you currently are from an AI search perspective, and then we'll map out a short-term and long-term strategy. Thank you so much for coming tonight. We'll hop into Q&A if you have any questions, and then we can do a little networking as we go.